I tell you things and you're like half listening, which is fine because I'm also half listening to you. So it's okay.
Our friendship is predicated upon us.
Misunderstandings.
I'm always just learning new things about you.
Yeah. It's like, you like that? Huh. Yes, I told you. You did?
You did.
When? I don't know, Melissa, 8 years ago. I wasn't paying attention.
You told me 4 times you were going to Scrappetizers for the week. I kept calling you. Where are you? Welcome to Brief Recess. I'm Michael Foote.
I'm Mélissa Malebranche.
Today we're going to talk about all the dick pics Melissa's received, the Michael Jackson trial separately, a video shoot that I was really unprepared for. We're going to get into the Epstein investigation with the New York Times, and then we're going to talk about the things y'all are sending us in the DMs. We got to put a stop to it almost.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Mom, no, this is not the episode for you.
But so you're just going to leave that person unread?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no problem. I'm a Taurus. I have no problem cutting you out of my life.
Me neither.
Not you, just people in general.
No. I hear you.
So watch your mouth in the comments.
Uh-oh. Someone's having big feelings.
No, I'm not. We were just talking about.
Are you having big feelings?
Welcome back to Brief Recess, everybody.
Hi, friends.
It's peak summer season. Were you at the beach this weekend?
No. I was not.
You like the beach, though.
I love the beach, and we just didn't go. And I don't know why. I think there was an estate sale. There wasn't.
Wait, guys, I sent Melissa a video about estate sales, about like the best ones in New York. And I was like, oh, we should check these out. This would be fun. We'll do like a YouTube
Been there,
series.
done that.
She said she's been to all of them.
No, I haven't been to all of them. I've been to the one and the one in Chelsea, and it's hit or miss. And I think because
I've actually been to that one in Chelsea.
It's very popular.
Yeah.
And I feel like the stuff is kind of picked over and overpriced.
Yeah. I mean,
but I'm down to go to the other ones.
Isn't it more like Flatiron? The one that we're talking about?
The one that's in the garage?
Oh, no, I'm talking about the one that's like in the empty parking lot. It's more like Flatiron. Do you remember when there was the Chelsea bomber? Remember when that happened?
Yes.
The bomb went off. My favorite comment on Twitter was, actually, that's Flatiron.
Not the bombing, not like, the people who got, but actually
no one was hurt. And the comments were like,
geographically,
that's not Chelsea, actually. Actually,
it's the Flatiron
all
district.
The realtors in New York were like, actually, that's Flatiron.
You know, they do this thing like realtors. I mean, and I get it. You got to make a buck somehow, but like they keep on making up new neighborhoods or like saying things like, when I lived in Brooklyn, I lived in Flatbush, hardcore Flatbush, right? And the realtor said to me, he was just like, yes, Kensington adjacent.
Excuse me?
Stop it.
No, they're like Little Croatia.
No, right.
No, you can't call it. Yeah. Little Chechnya. Like, no, you can't. Like, no.
It's weird.
It's weird.
And it's like,
you know what they're doing now? I think during the pandemic, Brad and I were bored. So we just went looking at apartments to see if what we had was, if we could do better. Turns out we couldn't. Much like re-downloading the dating apps, you can't do better.
You can't do better.
It doesn't
you met Brad on an app, right?
Yeah. We met on OkCupid.
Did you?
Yeah.
Andre and I met on an app too, but so back then, it's been such a long time
remember?
That it wasn't even an app. It was like on your computer.
Oh, yeah, you had to.
Was it OkCupid? It may have been.
Yeah. Only Fish. J-Date.
It wasn't J-Dates. It wasn't J-Dates. I can't remember anymore. And I will tell you, I don't know if men are still doing this, but when I was on the apps or whatever, one of the things that I would like maybe cut somebody off immediately is that men were always sending dick pics. It was the most annoying thing in the world. And it was like, and what I really wonder about that is.
Way to flex, Melissa. Everyone's just sending
me dick pics.
Must be nice.
But what I really wonder about that is, has that worked for anybody? And I'm going to talk about straight women.
Women, because it's definitely working for the kid.
No. I understand. But for straight men who are looking for straight women, I would love
any
to.
Woman,
has any woman, because there's not a woman that I know
where the bra clasp right in the front came right off.
Just right off.
Right the second they saw that.
Handing the panties over.
Is that not?
It's always just like, wait, what? And also, you're proud of that?
Also, whatever happened to hello? Whatever happened to good morning?
Well, it was like, oh, hey, how are you? Dick pic.
Yeah. Okay.
So one of the reasons why I decided to go out with Andre was because he did not send me a dick pic.
Oh, no.
And I was like, all right.
Not the bar being that low.
I mean, the bar was pretty low.
It's like if you manage to not unbuckle your pants and take a photo,
yeah.
I'll go out with you.
And he
seemed
seemed like a nice guy. Like it was like him and like maybe two other guys that were like just nice.
Oh my God. That's it. It was it. Those were your DMs.
Those were my DMs.
I will say, just for the record, I think it's pretty much the exact opposite for the gays. If you're using too many words and not enough dick pics, I think that's how people end up getting blocked. But you can clock me in the comments if you're on Grindr, if you're living that truth. Let's get into a sidebar.
Let's get into a sidebar.
You know what no one does anymore?
Tell me.
Whatever happened to the mail? Just mail some photos. I love getting letters in the mail.
Well, because we don't ever let me tell you something. I feel like our mail person must hate us because we never go get the mail. So like, it's jam full of like credit card offers.
Sure.
And also the letters from the DMV tell me that I owe them money for tickets.
Shoving the letters in.
But it's like, so when I'm like, oh, we haven't checked it in like 2 weeks.
No, Melissa, oh my God.
But yeah, we never check our mail.
Yeah.
Because all of our bills are online.
Yeah.
We do everything online.
Well, now the dog is so old, there are stairs by the mailbox. So I take him down the back, which is a ramp. It's not that he needs it.
Aw, Jack.
It's more for his ego and dignity. I don't want him to feel like, he's faced with the challenge of the stairs. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I want him to have that little boost.
I will say that. So Arthur Weasley is a tripod. And sometimes he misses the landing.
Oh.
And I feel like if he hears us laugh, because sometimes we do.
Oh, no. He's like
embarrassed and he like stalks off
because he
limps away.
He's Michelle Kwan at the Olympics. Yeah. He just didn't nail it. Wow.
His landing.
He's so cute though.
I love him so much.
The way he goes for it. I don't think he knows he has 3 legs.
I think he knows he has 3 legs, but I think that his ego is such that he feels like he can land anything because he's Arthur Weasley.
Right. Yes. So, but because of that, I don't go past the mailbox and I'll just leave it. And I'll be like, Brad, did you get the mail? And then I'll get mad at him for not getting the mail. Why
are you getting mad at him though?
Because that's my right. That is my right as a husband. I'm allowed to get mad at my partner.
Oh, I get mad at Andre all the time, but
I'm allowed to be annoyed.
not for shit like that.
I'm allowed to pick a fight just for attention. I think that's my right.
Well, that's not just your right. That's your personality.
Yes. This is your algorithm is showing. Let's talk about all the weird, wild, freaky things that come up on our feed. Not to be like the white friend that asks you about Michael Jackson, but can I ask you what the fuck is going on with Michael? I don't get it. What? There's like some sort of like drama about Michael Jackson.
I am completely unaware.
Okay.
Sorry, I've disappointed you.
Well, sorry to be the person who asked the only black person about Michael Jackson.
I'm sorry that I've disappointed you. What's going on?
I guess there's drama with the movie, Michael Jackson movie.
Oh, I've heard the drama about the movie. Yeah, people are not happy.
Well, I guess it was like propaganda.
The movie?
That his estate basically created this propaganda, the movie, because
for the PR.
Well, because it ends right before the allegations.
Oh.
The story of the movie is like, we're done in the early 2000s. That was it.
Okay.
And it's right before shit goes down in court. Mm-hmm. So people are like, what's up with that?
I mean, the thing is, when you're going to do a biopic, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly, right?
Right.
But if it's the estate that's sort of doing the movie, and there are people who count on the estate to do well, right? The bad PR is kind of going to
suddenly
taking money out of my pocket.
Cut for time.
Yeah.
We had to cut. We had to cut the ugly. Yeah. So the actual trial, like people, now that the movie's coming out, people are revisiting what happened at the trial.
I'm telling you again, Michael, and you guys out there also, please find the reenactment of the trial with the fake Michael Jackson sitting there rolling his eyes and shaking his head.
Okay,
It is
the fake Michael Jackson.
But the thing is, like, one of those things that you're watching, you're like, what am I looking at? Is this?
If you're a casting agent and you want me in a reenactment of any sort of trial, please cast me, because I would let as a dream resume role.
Is it?
I would love to be murder victim. I would love to be trial attorney. Cast me.
Hold on. You can't be the murder victim.
Either. I want to be both.
No, but if you're the murder victim, you're dead. You're not going to be at the trial.
Two different trials.
Yeah.
Cast me as the lawyer in OJ's trial. Let me be Jenner. Let me be Kardashian. Yes.
I was like, you know what's really funny? My mom always loves this. Oh my God. So Robert Kardashian Sr. was one of the attorneys for OJ Simpson.
Wait, yeah, that's who I want to be cast as.
No, I know. I'm just listening.
That's what I'm saying.
This is my mom's favorite part of the whole thing. She said that she really feels strongly that all the attorneys knew that he had done it, right? And they didn't think that he was going to win. But when you look at Robert Kardashian's face when he's not guilty, he looks shocked. He's like, oh, okay, all right. You have to see. And my mom, I want to say this, was it like, she recorded it somehow and she would like play it back.
Maggie, she's taping over your dance recital.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. And I was like, Mom, and she's like, no, look. And she's right.
She's right.
He's like, oh shit, wow, okay. And then he fixes his face.
I've had to swallow it down in court a few times.
Because?
Either something is happening, someone's going off, there's surprise evidence, a witness does the absolute wrong thing. And I'm like I do have it's like a Looney Tune. It's like when Tom and Jerry, when the finger like gets really big, like I just like on the mouse trap on the finger.
That's when things like that happen. That's when my fake sneeze comes into play. I get very anxious and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Yeah.
Because the beta blockers don't hit that fast. Like
they sure don't.
You have to anticipate. So it's hard. Like wait, did I tell you this? Okay, let's get into it.
I don't know.
So I've been traveling a lot for these trials.
Yeah.
And I sometimes am maybe half awake on the plane answering emails or text messages. And so this guy DMs me and his name is Set Wilfrey. It's Will Freeark. He's like this YouTuber. I love him. Didn't totally know who he was. He's more for like, I think the younger dude Set, much younger than me. And he's like, hey, I want to like hire you to do this video. It'll be so much fun. We'll shoot it in Brooklyn. And I'm like, great. Like I was on a say yes to everything kind of tour. And so I said yes, sight unseen. He's like, we're going to have you be like the defense lawyer for like a bunch of kids. And I'm like, oh, great. He's like, you'll be defense.
This is play acting, not like an
play
actual.
Acting,
okay,
yes.
Go ahead.
And so he's like, it's for my YouTube channel. I'm like, great. Sounds like actually really a lot of fun. I love signing up for like weird little like bookings or whatever, just to like kind of like break up the actual court work. And so I'm thinking, oh, it'll be like cafeteria, courtroom, and like the principal will be there and I'll defend like the kid who stole the lunch money. That's what I'm imagining. Okay. And so he's like, all right, meet me at the school in Brooklyn. And I'm like, great. I go there. I assume they've like, it was kind of a bigger production than I thought for just a DM on Instagram, but he's got a really big following. So it was an actual like set production. Anyway, he's like, hired these kids. This is going to be great. And he's like, all right, come with me out back to the soccer field. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'm like the ref. Like anytime someone does something wrong on the field, I defend them and it'll be like a funny sketch kind of video. He told me like, this is a comedy. I'm like, great. So we start filming. We're riffing. We're having a chat. We're having a good time.
Are there kids around?
Bunch of like 10, 12-year-old kids on the soccer field. They're like intense soccer players. Okay. Like Brooklyn kids who play soccer, they don't fuck around. No. So we're rolling and he says, okay, like this is Michael. He's a defense attorney. We hired this defense attorney to sort of, defend. And I was like, okay.
Defend who against what?
Then he hands me gloves. He says, we hired a defense attorney to defend the goal. And I actually, because I was answering this on the plane, I booked it while it was like right after a trial that day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in a full suit on a soccer field.
That's actually kind of funny.
Oh, it's made for a great video.
Yeah.
I did not know that I was the joke.
Sure.
I thought the video was the joke.
And the kids will hurt your feelings.
Kids. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So he says, oh, all right, guys, if you wanted like kind of be menacing towards Michael, one kid spits on the ground. Spit.
Mm-hmm. And he's
I said,
ready.
Excuse me.
And he's ready.
Pardon, New York State Attorney, sir.
Doesn't care.
Wailing. So I want to say it's maybe 100 to 150 degrees outside.
Sure.
You know, like a nice, reasonable summer day.
Yeah, breezy.
Full sun, no shade, no water on set.
And what are you wearing?
I'm in a full, like I came from court.
I love this so much. Go ahead.
These kids are wailing the ball. It's going maybe 200 miles per hour.
Yeah.
I want to say 500 miles per hour, something like that. At my face.
Yeah.
And these gloves they're worn out, right? We've got the holes in the gloves. And
Michael, poor
then they
Michael.
say, we're going to do a pickup. Just kick the ball to like about a foot from his head so we can get his reaction of Michael.
Were you wearing your glasses too?
Yeah, yeah. I don't have contacts. The kid is about to kick the ball. He says, just so you know, I don't have that good of aim.
So you've been forewarned.
I've been forewarned. I said, what's the insurance on this production? Nothing. And of course, everyone working on the video is like the nicest person.
Sure.
The loveliest person. They're like, Michael, we just wanted to check in on you. You seem to be panting really heavily. We just wanted to check in on you, see if you need anything, any water. I said,
did anybody give you any water?
I said, I need about 10 years of soccer experience.
Have you ever played soccer?
Not once in my life have I played soccer.
So when you were a kid, what did you do?
Watched TV.
No,
and
Michael.
Was, like, I don't know.
You didn't do anything?
I went to dance.
Okay.
Dance.
Yeah.
Tennis.
Okay.
My parents put me in tennis club because I was like doing all the dance and art things, and they were like, let's have him do a sport. So I did tennis, but again, wasn't very good at it.
Okay, that's fine.
I quit right after that summer.
You did a thing.
Yeah, but I'm 38. It wasn't recent.
No. I understand. But I wonder if sometimes I feel like people who play muscle memory comes into play. But if you never played soccer, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for them to be like, Michael, we need a shot of you diving for the ball and landing on your side. Because I texted Will the next day and I was like, I am sore.
Of course.
From brunt impact.
Yeah. I will say though, the fact that you're 38 doesn't mean anything because the goalie for Cape Verde is 40 and has 2 other real jobs.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure I'm sure he's incredible. They did say, they were like, Michael, we thought this was like the funniest one we've ever done. Cause this is like a series they do, I guess, where they get someone it's like to do their real job in an unorthodox setting. Yeah. They were like, we thought it was so funny when you asked if the goalie could touch the ball with his hands. I said, oh no, I was serious. I didn't know that.
Oh no. Like, when is it out?
We thought it was so funny when you were bleeding from the face and crying.
Yeah.
It might be out by the time this airs. I'm not sure if it's out yet, but I'll send it to you when it comes out. But I feel like they probably filmed it for World Cup sort of purposes.
Sure.
I don't know, but I didn't watch.
You did.
I didn't watch any World Cup.
Not one bit of it.
I mean, it was on like if I went to
Okay. Wow.
Was I? I feel like maybe you know what? I was at a bar and it was playing. And I watched for a little bit, but I wasn't. You're looking at me like I just said something really bad.
No, you didn't say anything really bad. I think it's like one of those things that I'm always surprised like when somebody says, I didn't watch any part of the Olympics, not one part. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
it's not that you need to be focused in. I'm not focused in.
I guess I did see some of it, but I didn't know what was happening and I didn't know what the stakes were.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you know like this, like Cape Verde, for example? No, actually, I'll go back.
I did know about Cape Verde because that was like headlines.
Yeah, it's a really big deal.
Yeah.
So Andre's paternal side of the family that's like his ancestral home.
Oh my God, I knew that. Yeah. And you were always thinking about going to visit.
Yeah,
right?
we were always. But so now my fear is.
Oh my God.
That now that
everybody's going to want to go.
Everyone's going to go.
Everyone's going to go.
Everyone's going to go. And you know what? They're going to ruin it.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens when somebody discovers something. People get their Columbus hat on and they just go and they feel they're going to go conquer it. Yeah. And now there's a Hard Rock Cafe in Cape Verde, which nobody wants.
Yeah, you're going to be shopping at Sephora in Cape Verde.
Come on. Yeah. That happened to me when I went to Costa Rica. Costa Rica has
Costa Rica is so developed now. Yeah.
I mean, on the one hand, it's hopefully good for the economy. On the other hand, that's not why I go places, is to go to like a Senor Frogs. You know what I mean? I hate that shit.
Have you been to a Senor Frogs?
One time we were in Mexico and we were like, we're looking for some place to go. And the guy was just like, maybe, would you like to go to Senor Frogs? No, sir, I would not like to go to Senor Frogs. I want to go where you're going to eat. Are you going to eat at Senor Frogs?
People are eating at Senor Frogs. I thought it was like shot girls.
I think you can get like a chimichanga. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of. It's like
how there's like a buffet at the strip club. Boof. Like a breakfast, 24-hour breakfast at the.
Where are you in your life that you're having breakfast at the strip club? What's going on? What's happening in the home?
What's happening?
What's happening in the home? You have to tell people when that video of you diving for soccer balls is going to happen.
I worry that they're going to see it before I do. I worry that it's going to hit the feed.
I mean, so maybe you should try and get ahead of it.
That's what people don't. People will send me stuff that I've filmed, and I think there is this notion that if you're in a video or you're part of another creator's video, that like you have a lot of agency in A, the edit, and B, when it drops. I oftentimes find out after the fact what the edit is and when it drops.
The edit, I get why you wouldn't necessarily be a part of it, but I would imagine that if you are in something, that they would say to you, hey, Michael, it's going to drop on January 1st.
I find out when I'm tagged.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't love that.
You don't love that?
No, because it's not that I want to stop anything, but I want to be ready.
I will say that there is a possibility they're telling me and I'm just not seeing it.
I am more likely to believe that. You're just not paying attention because you kind of, I tell you things and you're like half listening, which is fine because I'm also half listening to you. So it's okay.
Our friendship is predicated upon us.
Misunderstandings.
I'm always just learning new things about you.
Yeah. It's like, you like that? Yes, I told you. You did?
You did.
When? I don't know, Mélissa, 8 years ago. I wasn't paying attention.
You told me 4 times you were going to Scrappetizers for the week. I kept calling you. Where are you? In New Jersey at Scrappetizers.
I'm in New Jersey. I'm Scrappetizing.
This is Under Oath. Let's take a deep dive into a topic. Let's talk about the New York Times Epstein investigation.
Very interesting. Let's.
The New York Times investigated Epstein's death and they ruled it a suicide.
So I wonder what, remember Leslie Dobson was on our show and she's very much convinced that he's still alive. I wonder we should ask her what she thinks. I would love to know what she thinks.
She came in hot.
She came in hot. And I also understand there are things that she said that I had never heard of before, right? Yes. So I'm like, oh yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that I know she had said that she felt that he was still alive. My feeling was when I heard that he had died was that he did not die by suicide, that somebody had gotten him in the end. But so the New York Times, interesting. What do you think?
I still think,
we're not experts, right? What do you think?
I'm allowed a crazy conspiracy theory, and I think mine is that he's still alive.
I
think I've seen what wealth can do, like what wealth can buy you. Like I've been around people of that sort of like echelon and wealth bracket, and why wouldn't he be able to bribe guards? Like that's absolutely possible, Like I just feel like with that kind of wealth, you can bribe people. Like I guess I'm cynical enough or I've seen enough in this world to be like, oh yeah, like officials are corruptible. Like that makes so much sense to me.
Yeah, no, I definitely think people are corruptible. And especially if you dangle enough money in front of somebody.
Yeah.
A lot of people will do things. I think it's just that I don't want to believe that any one person is that powerful. And I understand that there are people who are.
Yeah.
So I am still leaning towards he's dead, but was murdered, did not die by suicide.
I think that is my like backup theory for sure, because I think that when you look at someone like Epstein, his whole business was predicated upon connections to wealthy people and having dirt on them, right? Like the whole Epstein Island sex crimes was part of it was to get dirt on people who went to his island so that he could blackmail them.
So he put them in his back pocket. You know what I've never actually heard about Epstein is whether or not he was actually good at what his job was supposed to be, like the investment part of it.
Right. Was that?
Do you know what I'm saying?
What was his actual?
He
was like a financier.
Yeah,
right?
he was like a financier. Yeah. And I've never heard one way or another whether he was good at that or bad at that.
Right. Like it's like if you are a financier, what did you do if it wasn't running this island?
I mean, because
and a sex trafficking business.
Exactly.
Does the cover story pan out for Epstein, right?
That's why everybody thinks he's like an intelligence asset, because he was like faking it in all of these worlds where he could like copy things that other people say, but he wasn't regurgitating it the right way to somebody who really knows like science or, or finance. Or
so the thing about the New York Times investigation is that your investigation is only as good as the evidence you have access to. And we know time and time again that the files are redacted. They're not comprehensive. We have a recent judicial order to unseal them. The FBI said they're not going to. So the notion that they've seemed to be leaning towards suicide based off what?
Right.
If you've got 10% of the information, yeah, maybe. But what's that other 90?
I don't know.
It's my tea.
I mean, I'm going back to thinking about how this man made his money. He is from modest means.
Yes.
And was a math teacher.
At like an Upper East Side private school, yeah.
Yeah, Dalton. I don't know if we can say that or not. But, and then sort of pivoted to finance. So he had to have made some money initially somehow, right?
Yes.
But that amount of wealth, how did he do that? Is it just being able to blackmail people, or was it actually sort of kind of being good at what he did? I don't know.
Intelligence asset.
I guess so.
I don't know.
Because he knew all those people and.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, if you were that well connected.
Right.
Don't you think some sort of government agency is going to approach you to be an asset?
I never thought about that.
If you have access to all that money, all those people, I mean, these are the people who run the world.
Yeah, no, I get
in
that.
His
but
quote unquote little black book.
Yeah. So New York Times thinks he died by suicide. You think that he's still alive.
Where's Ghislaine in all of this, right? Like she's still alive. She's still in prison.
She is.
Yeah.
She's not going to say.
I mean, no.
But unless there's something in it for her.
Right.
They've already sort of set the stage for her to get out eventually, right? Like it's happening kind of slowly, but it's happening. Because if she was not who she was and didn't have maybe the information that she had, she'd be locked up. Right. She'd be locked up forever, right? But because she is who she is and had the associations that she had,
right,
they're sort of like greasing the wheels to make it easier for her to get out.
Yeah. Do you think if we win in the primaries and the next election that there is going to be an actual investigation, more files released, only
if there are. So let's just say Democrats do really well, but if there are Democrats in those files, and there must be, I don't think that only Republicans are like sexual deviants, right? It's across the board. So I think if really high level Democrats are in the files and they know that.
I know. That's the tea. I mean, obviously Trump is so involved in those files, right? Mm-hmm. We know that. He's mentioned thousands of times. Mm-hmm. We've got like a poem he wrote, Jeffrey Epstein, on the cover of the New Yorker. Like they were very close. Mm-hmm. The Biden administration had the Epstein files. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't like they just got the Epstein files a year ago.
Right. They had them.
We've been having them. Mm-hmm. So there must have been a reason why they didn't release the docs, right?
Yeah. Who's in there?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Exactly. Everybody.
I think it's, yeah.
And I think that that's the problem, is that there were so many people in on it.
Yes.
That if the whole thing were to come out,
Yeah.
I almost feel like parts of the world would unravel, right?
Right. Like there's this guy on Instagram and TikTok. He's going around reading parts of the Epstein files at like different landmarks. He's like reading them at like Steve Tisch, like his office and reading the emails out loud and making videos about it of Steve Tisch's emails to Epstein about, you know, procuring a 15-year-old Russian escort. I think he's like the first guy getting sued for.
Who's suing him?
That'd be hilarious that he's going to get in trouble for.
I think no, actually,
what's really interesting,
he's getting in trouble for it.
He's getting in. You're going to sue him for reading a real email.
That was in the DOJ.
That was
files.
right. Because how did the guy get access? The way that everybody else got access to the files, right?
He must have done something like trespassing or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like there must have been some sort of like little.
Or is somebody suing him because they're angry? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the thing about that is then nobody is safe. That's what, right? Because if the reason why, if it's not just Trump who's in the Epstein files and doesn't want it to be released, because I know that it's not just him, right?
Yeah.
It's countless people.
Right.
In finance, in politics, in entertainment.
Right.
So in every sector of our lives, then there will never be justice for those girls, for those kids.
No.
That's appalling.
Yeah.
And it does something to realize that we're part of the society where there will not be justice for some people.
That we value wealth, capitalism, all these things more than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Right. And
I know,
when you think about it, when you think about it, when you think about how deep it goes, how many layers there are, it's really, really disturbing.
And it's one of these things, like when we talked to Dr. Dobson, you and I both left that conversation and I was like, I know that was an important conversation to have. I don't want to look at it that close because it's so disturbing. You know what I mean? And I think about that, like the willful blindness that we do to ourselves, right? The brain wants to protect itself. That's like what it's there for. So when it's confronted with something so disturbing and distressing like that, we want to look away. We want to just be like, that is too crazy to ever be true.
It's too crazy.
Rather than say, let's let the truth prevail, even if it's disruptive, disturbing, changes a lot of things in our day-to-day lives, right? Like CEOs of banking institutions, like it could affect like so much of our economy, conversations. I don't want to be at Thanksgiving talking to people about Epstein Island and my family, like, but if not talking about it is how we got here.
Right. So how else do we prevent those things from happening ever again?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why, I mean, I think as disturbing it is to look at, you know, Holocaust images, right? It is disturbing, but it's important to know, right?
Yes.
As disturbing as it is to read about and to see, you know, images of slavery. It is disturbing, but it's important. We have to know about those things. And, you know, and I want to say we have to learn about those things so that they don't happen again.
I know.
Except that we don't seem to ever learn anything.
And there's always someone saying in the comments like, move on already.
Move on already. Or you know what? That's not true. That's not a real thing.
Why do they have to have their own parade? You know, like
exactly.
There's always someone who's
there's always
saying,
somebody. Oh yeah.
Where's my parade?
Or, you know, all lives matter. Well, we're not. That's what.
Where's my history month?
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
There's always going to be.
There's always going to be somebody like that.
Yeah.
And not just one somebody, a lot of somebodies. Well, this is depressing.
How can I bring it back around? I'm trying to think of how I can bring it back around.
No. I mean, but you know what though? I think that that's just it.
That's
right?
the instinct.
That's the instinct.
Let's punchline this.
Let's punchline this. Let's make this more pleasant.
No.
And sometimes I think that we have to sit in, you say that all the time, right? Sit in the uncomfortable space.
Yeah.
So, CJ, you were going to say something. Sorry.
I think like the same reason why we haven't released the full JFK files is similar to like, yes, there's probably tons of people in the Epstein files that are serial rapists and child abusers and doing disgusting things. I think the other side of that too is probably tons of people in our government working with enemies, releasing classified information in rooms on recordings that were like, wait, we talked with this person and that person. And like there's a whole recording about this backroom bullshit.
Yeah.
And I think like in addition to all the disgusting, like violent, abusive crimes is probably a whole other side of like classified illegal shit being discussed that they can't
That's true.
say.
Yeah, true. I also wonder about, I think I've said this before. I always wonder about the people who knew about it, weren't participants, right? Like the person who maybe got invited to go to the island, went to the island thinking it was, here's Jeffrey Epstein is my friend, a rich guy. I'm going to go to like a fun island. And then they got there and they're like, oh, this is not my jam, and never went back.
But we got a flight log of what?
Right. But whoever it is, right? Whoever it is who went once.
Was like,
oh no, I don't want to be a part of this, and then left.
I came here for a Mai Tai.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that person didn't open their mouth to say anything about what they saw, even though they didn't. Now, are you doing that to protect yourself, to save yourself, or because it's none of my business? Like what's the thought process behind that? It's like the people who knew about Harvey Weinstein.
Yes.
Think about all the people who knew about that and didn't say or do anything.
Yeah.
Because why? They wanted to get that next role. They wanted to get that next job.
Yeah.
He was so powerful. They were afraid.
It's like in court sometimes I see something happening with like someone else that's not my client. And I'm like, I really want to get in there.
To like help save that person?
And I'm like, if I die on that hill, I can't die on this one. You know what I mean?
You know, I would like to believe that all of us have this moral compass where if we see something going down that's wrong, that we will speak up. But I think what we forget is that everybody also has like a healthy amount of fear, and you're afraid of what's going to happen to you, what's going to happen to your kid, your livelihood, etc.
I also think this thing happens with like sex violence survivors and victims. This thing happens where that becomes their only thing from the perception of society.
Outsiders.
Yes.
Right.
Like people who go through big trials like that. Oftentimes society labels them as that woman who pressed charges against Brock Turner, that woman who pressed charges against Trump, right? So often that becomes their headline, their title, their Wikipedia page, and everything else is a footnote. And I feel like if I were a victim in that situation, my mind, I would be like, if I do this, it's possible that that becomes my story and that I lose control over my story. Right? Like that's got to be so freaking hard to deal with, of just being like, I got to do the right thing here. And it might be at my expense. It might be to the detriment of whatever I want to do in the future. That's got to suck.
It does. I mean, it's like, something that you did or something that happened to you many years ago. Yeah. And now every time you're somewhere, that old thing comes back up again. Yeah. And you're like, you know what? Yes, this happened to me, but I've gone on and I'm doing this really important work, or I have a relatively happy life or whatever it is. But people always want to like bring it back around to the most spectacular part of your life, whether it's positive or negative, right? Yes. The thing that you are known for, you know what I mean?
We've reduced people down to like the basest, most like splashy.
Well, especially if we don't know those people.
Yes.
Right? So, I mean, that's not something that say you and I would do to each other because we know each other, right? But if somebody doesn't know me, they're just going to think that like I'm this person.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And not that I am not my most authentic self here, but like I have a family. I have
there's
work.
nuance.
There is nuance to who I am. Right. Yeah. And, I think people will like look at you and be like, oh, Michael Foote, the TikTok lawyer. Right. Right. And that is you. Right. But that's not only you.
But I also made homemade ice cream last night. You know what I mean?
What kind?
It was technically custard.
I love custard.
I
love custard.
Oh my God.
Do you know what
it was a French recipe.
I love this.
Oh my God. I think we need ADHD medication. All right, we've got some reviews here. This is Tales from the DMs. Melissa's going to take it away.
Friends, what do I always say? While Michael is a lawyer, he's not your lawyer, so get your own.
We have a lot of DMs.
I'm in a bad way today because I left my phone at home.
Is that why you borrowed my phone?
Yes, Michael.
Oh, yeah,
Why
that
else?
makes sense. Yeah.
Oh my God. What?
Melissa was like, "Can I use your phone?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's right there." And then you were like, "What's the passcode?" And I told you. And then I was like, "Why
and then
didn't
you like checked out completely.
I was like, "Why didn't you know that? Why didn't you already know my passcode?"
I can't.
It's also my ATM pin.
You're lucky that I forgot immediately.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't have my phone, so I can't read all the things. But there was this one from whatever. Somebody made a comment on the podcast, and they said that they enjoy our podcast, but
oh no,
the vibe is off between the hosts.
I think that's the one thing we have right.
Well, you know what?
It's like the vibe is off, like we hate each other.
Yeah, like we don't really like each other.
That's true. No,
for sure. I loathe him. But what I think is really interesting is that then the next reviewer is just like, oh my God, Michael and Melissa make me feel like I'm sitting at brunch with them.
They
right?
are. Yeah, we do go to brunch.
And so I think it's so interesting that people will watch us.
That's so interesting.
It's so interesting to me. People, or the people who are just like, I don't think that Melissa really likes Michael.
She doesn't.
She's just there making fun of him, and he's laughing nervously. But do you know what I mean? I think those comments are so fascinating.
But it's like what we're kind of talking about a little bit,
yeah.
Like how people perceive you based off like one small little, they're looking through a keyhole.
And I mean, and I think that, and what I don't ever want to do is like constantly have to explain that this is like, just and that how is we are.
It really is like best friends who one kind of keeps the other alive.
Right.
Like Melissa will be like, "Did you turn the stove off?" Like, because I'm FaceTiming her while I'm cooking.
Yeah. I was like, what are you doing?
And then I'm like, oh shit, no, you're right. Or the time you washed my eye out because I got Alyssa's essential oils in my eye.
Oh, like, and people were really like, they were worried
about the oils.
Well, no, they were worried about how we feel about Alyssa. Be like, do you guys
hate her?
Do you guys even really like this person?
No,
and
we love her. I love her so much.
Right. And I think that that's the thing is like, you guys are, it's like eavesdropping.
Yeah.
Which I love to do, by the way. It's like eavesdropping on a conversation.
Alyssa's like our ward. Like she's a child that's been assigned to us by the government. Mm-hmm. Like we have to take care of her.
We do.
And Alyssa texted us on 4th of July weekend and was like, "Alyssa, where are you?" And she was on a horse in Montana.
But you know what the best thing about it was that she was just like, you know where I am.
I know.
You know where I am. You're tracking me. And then I was like, oh, that's right. And then I went to look and I was like, oh yeah, she is in Montana. And it was moving. The dot was moving.
I do like to think that the three of us are sharing one brain's capacity. Mm-hmm. And like, you've got the responsibility. Alyssa has the alcohol tolerance. I have the attention issues. Like the three of us combined,
we're like one person.
One person. Yeah, I do think. And I love baiting Alyssa. Alyssa has really bad FOMO for anything.
She does.
So anytime I see she's like in Montana, I text her and I say like I'm hanging out with my friend on Love Island, just to really get her freaked out. Mm-hmm. I do kind of want to see if I can dangle the Love Island friend to see if she'll.
Wait, you have a friend who's on Love Island?
Yeah, we'll talk about this. I don't want to, but I don't. And I was like,
I hate shows like that. But go ahead.
I'm not watching.
Well, I mean, I know.
Don't tell them. But anyway,
they're terrible.
I do want to dangle that and see if I can get Alyssa to fly home from Montana.
She's not going to do that.
To come hang out with you. You don't think she would?
No.
She books airplane tickets on her phone. That is chaotic.
Does. It is, but I think the chaos is not quite like she's not going to leave Montana where she's doing something fun
to see a Love Island
person. Yeah. She's not going to do that.
They weren't even right. They were out. They got voted off.
The other thing that I'm hearing that I'm reading on the reviews is that the people want to see CJ. They do. They want to see CJ. They hear CJ. We talk about CJ, but they've never seen CJ.
The problem is...
That's the problem.
The second we show them CJ, it's curtains for us.
For sure.
It is over. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the CJ show featuring Michael and Melissa.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because he's so cute. adorable. And I don't want to get into like exactly right calling me about harassment lawsuit stuff or anything
this
like
is just
that. He does glasses on. You're like, oh my God, adorable. Glasses off. So adorable. You can't, usually it's
when
one
he
or the other.
When he talks about his wife, it's the cutest thing
if
in
I
the
take
world.
my glasses off, it's Westminster Dog Show. Bark, bark, honey. Woof, woof. That's why I keep them
Are you
on.
fishing?
No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
You're
See,
definitely fishing.
I'm nervously laughing. Melissa's making me uncomfortable. I'm nervously laughing.
Good. You need to be uncomfortable more often.
So we're not going to show you CJ, and that's why. Also, his agents are highly litigious, and they want a signed contract for any appearance.
So sorry, friends, you won't get to see CJ.
He's very shy.
Mystery's better anyway.
Like the Denver airport, the mystery's better. Ooh.
Look at that
Teaser.
segue.
That's what we call a segue in the business. Yeah. Melissa, why don't you read number 3 here? I love this one.
This is from Bonnie Olivi. Not the very first commercial popping up at the top of your Luigi episode being for United Healthcare. I thought it was a joke. Love yous. We have no control over that.
Use code brief recess at your next doctor's appointment for 1% off.
Yeah, I had no idea. Anyway.
Oh, I want to read this one from C1808. From a Scot, I guess a Scottish person. I can't even begin to imagine how many people are in your inbox right now. First up, mushy peas. While they're like normal garden peas, they are left to mature and become known as marrow fat peas. C1808, I hope you weren't submitting this as a way to make us like British food, because already
first of all,
these
it's not British food.
Scottish food.
It's Scottish food.
Already you are digging the hole. We thought we were at rock bottom. You said, baby, there's a cellar. So they should be well seasoned from the right chip shop. Again, I'm worried where this is going. Melissa, Scotland also has fantastic blood pudding. I might have to end the episode.
No. Keep going.
Known as black pudding, the best is McLeod's of Stornoway. I may suggest some haggis. I think this is rage bait.
No. Keep going.
In Boston, thanks to the Tartan Army coming to represent. I cannot detract from our amazing Celtic cousins, though. The Irish are great. Anyway, take care and look forward to Thursdays because of the show.
Is it Psy or C?
C, Psy.
C, Psy. 1808. I'm going to Scotland soon, and I'll let you know.
It's some of these words.
What?
It's like he's missing a key on the keyboard.
What are you talking about?
You know what I mean?
No.
Marrow fat.
No, that's a real
shop, mushy peas, McLeod, haggis.
I'm not eating
blood
haggis.
Pudding. If blood's in the title, no, it's curtains. Closed casket for me. I don't want to know.
Well, we talked about the blood pudding, and Lorraine, shout out to Lorraine who does my hair. She sent me a picture. Yeah, she's from the UK. She's from England. She sent me of her adorable granddaughter just calmly eating some blood pudding. She's so cute. And she's like a toddler. So I feel like if
you have to be conditioned. They're force-feeding blood pudding to the children at a young age.
Maybe.
Because if they tried it when they were adults, no, that's it. They would self-deport.
I'm going to have some.
You're going to have some?
For sure.
Well, you let me know how it is.
I will. I am down to try. Yeah, I am down to try just about anything. It's okay if I don't like it.
I'm really conflicted because that is also my persona. I do try to be the person who tries everything.
I will try everything.
But then you throw words out like blood pudding.
I mean, I don't know. Like, honestly, I will say, I fully admit this. Picky eaters get on my nerves in the worst possible way. Yeah. And I will also admit that my aversion to picky eaters is weird, for sure. Like, there's no reason for me to get so unhinged and angry at picky eaters. Yeah. But I just feel like I don't understand what's the worst that could happen if you taste something and you don't like it. I am not talking about people who have any kind of like an actual dietary restriction.
Or people who are those they try to eat like crazy things for the you know what I mean? Like
the hot dog eaters. I fucking hate that.
The hot dog eating. It was like 64 hot dogs this year. The glizzies
I can't
going
even,
down like that.
I can't even.
No.
It makes me, I can't even look at it.
Throwing neck for a glizzy. I can't.
Yeah. But yeah, so I just feel like I don't understand what the big deal is. Like, what's going to happen to you if you don't like it? I'm going to order some blood pudding.
Sergio Escobar says, just listen to the new episode. Thanks for shouting out to the 5 men listening, Mélissa. You know what? That is my demo. No man ever comes up to me on the street and says, I love your videos.
What is he talking about?
He's talking about how you shouted out to the 5 men who are listening to the show because it's mostly women. I love that. And I want it to be like that.
Thanks, Sergio. But I have literally no recollection of this, of shouting out.
I also wanted to chime in about not having toenails.
I remember this.
Oh my God, I'm dead. I was an assistant manager at a salon on the Las Vegas Strip in my early 20s.
That must have been good.
A one-armed woman came into the salon for a manicure appointment. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at someone with one arm. I'm laughing at how insane our listeners are sometimes.
You guys have really good stories.
You guys have really good stories. And I'm just not ready sometimes. She was scheduled for a 50-minute service. Her nail tech went above and beyond and serviced her one hand, as she should. After the service, the woman asked for 50%.
Lady,
I'm gonna stop.
You know what, Sergio?
Right here.
Sergio, are you lying for attention, Sergio?
Sergio's trying to get us canceled.
Sergio!
Some people are trying to bait me into reading reviews that get me canceled. I can't look Karen Kilgariff in the face after reading about a one-armed woman asking for a 50% discount. I'm an officer of the court in the state of New York, Sergio. And you're trying to get me dirty like that.
Wait, hold on. So he goes on to say, so this lady asked for 50%. I told her no. Wait. I told her no, but she pressed hard enough that my higher up gave in and overruled me. My logic, Sergio's logic, was that she had a whole ass 15-minute treatment on one hand. You don't pay by the hand. Back me up here. Love y'all. Sergio. Sergio's
That's the end of our episode,
Sergio,
folks.
you are a shit stirrer, and I like it.
Oh my God! For legal reasons, I can neither I can't comment. I can neither confirm nor deny. I don't know whose side to take here.
I mean,
are we really going to debate someone with one arm, Mélissa?
No, we're not. We're not going to. But you know what? It just made me think.
She's probably a war veteran.
Do you know what it just made me think of? Honestly,
like Patch, your cat.
Patch. All right. R.I.P. Patch.
No, your other cat. I'm sorry.
My cat, Arthur.
Okay,
wow.
We have to edit. We have to cut this.
Wow.
Wait, what did it make you think of? Pick that up.
Like people who only, you know what? Let's not. Because we're gonna. Let's not. We won't. No.
Edit that out of Mélissa, but I will say.
Yeah.
I accidentally bought one shoe on.
I remember when you did that.
On eBay once. I bought one shoe.
I do remember that.
And the guy was like, "It said one shoe in the description."
Yeah. I remember it was during the pandemic. You were so mad, and then
I did write to him. I was like, "I can't believe I bought one shoe," and he was like, "It's a photo of one fucking shoe, dude." And he was like, "It says one shoe," and I was like, "You know what? You're right. It is one shoe, and I've got one shoe." Yeah,
and Michael was upset with me because I was like laughing at him, and I took the side of the guy who was selling the shoe. It's like, listen, did he say there were two shoes? Did he say a pair?
So you would take the side of the woman with the one arm in this argument, right? I guess you know what? If you're living life with one arm, I'm giving you a discount. Like, I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm not Team Sergio.
But to go back to you buying
one shoe. Oh, that's a shame on me moment.
Yeah, because when you sent me the thing, you sent me the ad for it or whatever it was. It said one shoe. You weren't listening. Do you know what I mean? You weren't paying attention. And I understand because who buys one shoe, right? You buy a pair of shoes. But you did not read it carefully.
If you see me in court and I'm wearing one shoe, just know I'm
what did
doing
you do
it
with
to
it?
spite Mélissa. I think I donated it.
You donated one?
I felt wasteful throwing it out, so I think I put it in the.
You should have planted something in it.
We're gonna. This is it.
Bye.
This has been Brief Recess. We'll maybe see you next week. We might have been canceled.